last time, if you remember, I remember, um, we had finished up making our town hall, a basic town hall, and our classroom. I've thought about it a bit, and I really think that the classroom's probably too big. I think this is a small town, and yes, well, god dang it, work. Why are you not looking? Okay. I think that our schoolhouse is probably going to end up being too big for the school, but that's okay because we're going to go ahead and keep what we have for now, and then we'll make those adjustments later. But the more I think about it, the more I thought that was probably too much. The town hall, we're going to have to do a little bit more work on later. Right now, what I wanted to do is because all the buildings are kind of in, but I'm getting in a situation where I'm forgetting which building's which. As part of it's my code, part of it's not. So I was thinking about it. Hello, Miss. Hello, Myas 3 yet. Miss Suri. I keep forgetting how to pronounce those things. We are here in Chile. Hey, San. Okay, so what I thought I would do, and I have to make I read about how to do this morning, so I may screw it up. I did part of it, but let's see. We need an asset layer. So here's our asset layer. And on that asset layer, we need to, I think we can just drag this on here, I think. Can we? Let's see. Yes, we can. Okay. So what I want to do is I want to name the buildings so that as we're moving around the map, we can, we know what buildings they are. Because I want to take the name and put it on the building, but I also want to put it on the room itself when we go to the room. So let's make that black. This one is, what is this one again? Let me get our list. Because what I found was, when I'm just kind of poking through the town, I'm like, okay, what building was that again? What building was this again? So we just need to, I want to fix that. So this is our bakery. Let's go ahead and make it, this black is maybe too much. Let's try yellow. Yeah, okay, we'll just put in that yellow on. Because my goal is just to have markers for what each building is. And then what we can do is we can take these markers like this and copy them and then go to our building. Let's find our bakery. We need the bakery. Should be right here somewhere. Candles. Barber. Tailor. Blacksmith. Bakery. Okay, let's find our room. And then we can just paste this in here. Can we? Apparently no, we cannot. Okay, well, let's try this another way. Let's go back to, let's pull this over here to the village. Did I do the wrong one? Let's go copy. Can we do a copy? Copy. Direct to and paste. No. Oh, I need an instance. That's right. Create an instance layer. Then we can copy it in there. And then we can put it right there at the top. That way we know what our buildings are when we're jumping to them. Because it's not that they all look the same, but sometimes when you're doing things quick, they all look the same. I'm doing very well, Sin. Thank you very much. Who the part I'm here for? Ooh, the part I'm here. Well, that's why I put up the announcement. Sorry. I don't know. I wasn't at my PC for about an hour and a half, so I don't know. I don't know what the question is. Did you? No, we have not. Oh, I didn't do dad jokes. Oh, shit. I'm jumping ahead. What we'll do is we'll do dad jokes at the end. I got off my calendar. I apologize. We will do dad jokes after we do a little bit of this, and then I'll just string it all together later. Oh, I forgot about dad jokes. How can I forget about dad jokes? That's one of my favorite parts. I think it's just because I really wanted to get to this and be able to name all of our buildings and things. And so we have our bakery, and then we need another one over there. So grab a font here and grab it, put it there. And we name this one This one is our meat, our butcher. So we have a butcher. That's what I'm calling him. I knew I wasn't working on my book. Yeah. Go yellow again. We have our butchers. Yeah, so I thought this would just be good to have so that we're marking our buildings. Let's grab this one, which is our butcher, and go to our butcher, which was, I think, this one. No, that's a barber. Butcher's in this general area. This one. Yeah, butcher. So then we go and we have to make an instance. No, it's this one. Not an instance, an asset layer. Then put that there. This is our butcher. Butcher, baker, candlestick maker. Okay, name instance. Huh. Okay, we'll have to look at that later. But another cool thing about this is when we start talking about what was asked yesterday in regards to our assets list, is we can take one of these and start building asset lists next to the room itself to kind of keep it clear, and also build a spreadsheet one for that will be used by artists and stuff like that when they start building things out. So we got the butcher, we got the baker done. Bakery. That keeps switching back. I'm gonna have to find out where the default for that is and make sure that it's 16. Okay, baker. Back to the town. We're gonna speed this up a little bit by doing this. We're gonna go back here. We're just gonna start dropping them all in for here. Unfortunately, I don't know. Can I rename this? Let's get this baker. Sorry, butcher. So we're gonna rename that one butcher. Okay, yeah, good. Then we can rename this one baker. That way we have them square and we know what they're for. So we'll grab another one. Yeah, this will go pretty quick. I completely spaced on dad jokes today. That's not like me. That is weird. Okay, this is the general store. General store, let's copy that. Close this, go over here. Call it general store, make it yellow, just so for consistency's sake. And we'll go to the next one. We're going to go ahead and just put them all in, and then go back and put them on the actual rooms for the building. Let's see, next one is the restaurant. I could just copy and paste these, can't I? Yeah, you can. Since you can't spell. Okay, we need another one. We're in the instance, we inspect. Okay, we'll put that there. Call that restaurant bar. Down here, restaurant bar, make it yellow. Yeah, see, this is going to go pretty quick. We'll make them all off one. Then we'll go a new one. This one here. This one will be called the boarding house. Oops. Sorry, I'm getting it from over here. So I don't have to type, and it will go quicker. Boarding house. Make it yellow. One block over. Okay. See, now at least when we're looking at it, we can remember we'll know instantly what we're doing, what building we're looking at. Because I just found that as I was putting this together, I'm like, okay, what building was that again? Okay, I forget what that one is. What's this one? You know, so it's kind of silly, but it's also kind of a pain. So what we will do is we will, as soon as we finish doing this, we're going to go back and do dad jokes because I completely spaced dad jokes and I shouldn't have. That's just sacrilegious at this point. Okay. Another one would be Temple Church, blah, blah, blah. Blah, 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 blah. This way, everything is named exactly what it was named before. It also, I'm just really big on making sure that I have the ability to just remember what a building is just by glancing at it and writing this down. This is correct. Why could... I think it's hilarious that you guys are doing your own dad jokes while I'm doing this. You guys crack me up. It also tells me you guys kind of care about that particular segment of the program. So I will have to make sure that I do not ever skip dad jokes again because it's important to you guys. So I apologize for my mistreatment of the dad joke section. And I hope to never make that mistake again in the future. So what we will do is this. I got a little carried away, jumped ahead. So what we will do is we will finish naming just the in-town ones. Then we will go to dad jokes. So I will have to make sure dad jokes are hilarious. I'm glad that they are. I'm glad you guys enjoy them. I kind of got the feeling yesterday that you guys were a little bit tired of them, but it may just be me reading too much into it. Okay, one more, one offset, and this one is called the Pottery Shop. Now, as we said when we started doing this, these may change. These may be taken out later. You know, not every one of these buildings will, or these shops will survive the final design part. It all really much breaks down into how it feels once we start actually playing it in the game, which I'm hoping to be able to do soon. But we'll have to do builds to do that, so that'll be fun. Candles. This also reminds us that we have to make signs for these things too. Barber. I was just glad to be able to put names on these. It'll also remind us that what signs we have to build, because we will need to build signs for these things. Why does this not always work? This makes no sense. Okay, make it yellow. 2 more, and then we'll do our dad jokes. So sorry about that. Then we'll come back to this. And this one, which is the last one we will do. Okay, make that yellow, and then we will step out. Okay, here is what we're going to do. We have these all named. We haven't named the school, but that's okay. We'll do that when we come back. So now at least we have names on our buildings so that we can rely on them. We're going to step away from design for a minute and go to dad jokes because I skipped that whole section. Don't know why. Okay, so what we were doing was we were going through and naming all of our buildings so that we could, because what I was finding was, and this is, I know this is silly and it makes me feel very old man type, but I was finding that I was forgetting which buildings were which. So now we have names on our buildings. You know, we're going to do, we'll have them there: boarding house, restaurant, bar, general store, butcher, bakery. Okay, let's go down here. We need to add one for the school, the shul. We need a shul. So let's go here and we'll go bump it, bump. Drop that there. Stop right there. I gotta know right now. Do you love me? Do you love me forever? Shul. We shall name it Shul. We will build a building for learning, and we will spell it with no common sense whatsoever. We will spell it Shul, yet we will call it school. Yes, that is what we will do. Okay, so we have that all done. We're going to do okay on that. Okay, now what we can do is this, is we can go and grab each of these by the hand. I think the general store is the one that we ended up with. Let's see where we at here. This is the butcher and the baker. Now we need the general store. That's town hall. That's the shul. Okay. What is this one? This one is candle. So let us go back to our town. I know this is just in my way of thinking. This isn't game. Oh, Z. This isn't game design. This is just stuff that needs to be taken care of. And I feel bad because I'm doing it on this, but I've kind of kept to the rule that I wouldn't go and do things without you guys here. But it doesn't mean that I shouldn't, you know. So I will ask you guys is, do you want me sometimes to just go ahead and where is it at? Oh, it didn't put it up there. Okay. Let's go back here. V. Okay. Where is it at? Just go ahead and let me know if you want me to go ahead and do some stuff off the clock. And when I mean off the clock, I mean as when you guys aren't here. Because I could have done all this last night when I thought of it, but I didn't. So let's go here. Let's go put him at the end. We'll start putting all the ones we've already done at the end. Bakery. That way we're not making a mess. This one is the town hall. Control copy. Town halls. Let's go and add the instance asset layer. We'll put assets at the top for now. Okay, it has put it in. Where has it put it? It has put it there. We'll put it at the top of the building. Look at the town hall. That way we just have some, I just needed a reference to what building was what. I felt I was getting out of control with it. So we are now the school. I thought we already put the school over here. Guess not. And now at the pottery. Okay, pottery, go to this. Pottery shop. Good enough. Put it at the end. So this is the candle shop. Let's put it there for now. Now this one is the barber. Did I misname something? No, here it is. Doop. It's way up there. Come down here. Barber. Taylor. Yeah, so what we're doing is I for those of you that are just come in, I was having trouble remembering just offhand which buildings were which buildings because we have several of them now. We have a lot of buildings now. So what I'm doing is I'm just naming them real quick. I built a text mod as an asset to name all of our buildings so that we have them. This one is a blacksmith. Blacksmith. Let us get the blacksmith name. And it's just so that when we're dropping into them, we know just really quick at a glance what they are. I think it's important. You know, because I was losing track of buildings yesterday, and you might okay. This is the boarding house. But some of these simple maintenance things are just things you have to do sometimes. You have to stop and, do simple corrections. Not everything's always going to be perfect, and not everything's always going to stay in the game. But it's always a good idea to do your best to keep track of stuff. Oh, yeah, ads. I'm going to work through the ads because I made everybody wait. This one is the restaurant. This one is the general store. We're almost done. Okay, general store. This is the stable. Carpenter. And let's see. Should be pretty close to done on this. Let's see. Okay, carpenter. This is our temple and or church, whatever you need it to be, it is there. Oops, went the wrong way. Okay. No, we don't need one for that yet because we're not put all that at the end. Oops, I just closed one of our rooms. I think I closed the butchers. Is that the one we closed? Yes, that was the one we closed. Okay. Okay, so all of our main buildings are named. Cool. So now whenever we go into them, we can just go, oh, it's the town hall. Because our tile set looks so much alike. Because it's just a base tile set, because we haven't actually started putting any personality into it. If you want to see what one looks like that has a lot of the personality put in it and all that, look at the Savvy Otters video mock-up, which you can find in a link to in the Discord, which reminds me, yeah, we'll do that after. We only have a few more minutes. So now we've named our buildings. I think we still need to, do we put the one in the school? Yeah, we put the one in the school. Every building now should have a name inside to match up to the outside names. Restaurant, stable, barber, temple, tailor, general store, pottery shop, carpenter, bakery, and then map of no name. Okay, so then we come back here to Grandpa's house. We have Grandpa's house. Copy that and go to the forest. Already put one in for Grandpa's house. So there's Grandpa's house, Granddad's house, whatever. So everything that we have so far is named, and we'll put names on everything from this point on, because I think that it's something we need. But what we will do, because we still need to build these out, which is Grandpa's workout place, and then the Grandpa's clinic where he was coming to help people, things like that. And then we have to do our fishermen's. And then I think that is all of our buildings. Yeah, I'm pretty sure that is all of our buildings up until we move to the mine, because there's quite a few places in the mine. We'll also have to build an elaborate house for Granddad's brother, because he runs the mines and he's a money chaser. So we have to keep that in mind. Apparently, I have lost everybody. Is that true? No. No, we still have a few people watching. But sorry. I know. Thank you guys. Thank you guys for hanging out. Yeah. Sorry I got confused and got this broken up into two pieces today. When I put it together for the YouTube playlist, I will put them both together so that they're just one, and then you guys won't miss out on anything. We have a few minutes. Maybe what we can do with this is, I think once we put the timer on dad jokes, those will go quite a bit faster. They seem to take up a lot of time, but we will see. All of those are all done. Yep. Okay. Let's do this. We can go ahead and build. Let's go ahead and make a little tile sets. Let's make a little path into Grandpa's shop here and one into the clinic. Actually, what we'll do for the clinic is we'll make two. We'll make an entrance and an exit. Entrance, exits. So people can leave discreetly afterwards. I think my biggest issue with all this stuff is I just don't want to bore you guys to death, in all honesty. And at least that is my goal, not to bore you to death. Because some parts of making games are boring. You know, there's a lot of things you got to do. And sometimes it's just, okay, well, let's turn our brain off and get it done. That's basically how it works. Let's see here. All good. We're only human. Yeah, it's all good. The magic of editing. No worries. All good. We're hanging out here. Having fun. Thank you. Lurkers, rise up. Wait, is that Thor's dad? Yes, I am Thor's dad. So, welcome. Welcome, Dream Master. I'm assuming that's what it is. I'm Thor's dad from the day he was, well, from 9 months before he was born. Yes. He is my spawn. He and Loki, Thor and Loki are both my boys. My brain was off permanently. Turn it back on. Nice. Didn't know that the father is streaming. Instant sub. Oh, well, thank you very much. Yeah, this is our 13th week, I think, of streaming. I haven't been doing it very long. And most of the guys will tell you I'm hit or miss on a good show or bad show. Just kidding. And we get off on tangents sometimes, but it's fun. We really like it. What does Loki do? He works. I'm not going to give you like personal information about Loki. Loki is not a public figure. He is living his life and having a great time. And it's our fun too. Tangents, yeah, I have a tendency to tangent. Yeah, but like I was saying in the beginning, yeah, he lives a low-key life. Yes, he does. He absolutely does. I like the tangents. Well, there would be more of them if people would ask me more questions and talk to me more. I know you guys talk to each other quite a bit, and I don't always know when someone's asking me something. So those of you that are new, please put up a at your joy on your thing if you're asking me a question or if you're trying to get my attention to answer something. What game are you making? It's just a random game that we started making. It's only been like 4 weeks ago or 5 weeks ago, something like that. You know, because someone had asked me if I was going to make a game today, how would I do it? Well, how would I start? How would I do all those things? And I was basically showing that you can start making a game from scratch with just a pencil and paper. So what we did, and I'll just do a quick review of it. We went into, God, I've got the wrong image. This is the one. Okay. We went into Miro and we started throwing things down saying, okay, well, what do we want in our town? What do we want in our game? We want a forest area. We want a village, and we want a mine, so then we started talking about, okay, what is in the mine? What is it that'll happen? All those kind of things. So we started talking about, okay, who's our main characters? So we have three main characters, which is our player, a 10-year-old boy, his grandfather, and then his grandfather's twin brother. So one's good, one's bad. But we started just throwing stuff on the board, and I was just showing that you can build a game from nothing just by sitting there and throwing things at it and coming up with ideas for it. And some of the ideas will stay, some of them won't. So we built grandfather's house, where we still have to build the training and the clinic. We have a well, we still have to build the fisherman's hut, all that kind of stuff. But what we were just looking at was basically, this is our town, and we started coming up with things for the town, like who works there, who works at this boarding house. The bellboy works there, the maid, the main desk manager, who works at the restaurant, et cetera, et cetera. So we just started throwing things up on Miro to get an idea. And then I was showing that, like, for the mine, which has 16 levels of the mine, one of the things that I said was this, is like, as you're working on other things, your mind's always going to go, oh my God, we still have to design 16 levels of mine. That's a whole lot. What's a shortcut for doing that? And then I showed that you could use some of the D&D things, like D&D dungeon maker, and then build yourself out some temporary mine stuff and put them together, so you can kind of map out your mind. It's my mind palace. You can kind of map out your mind without having to draw every single map out to begin with. So I was showing that, and then just as shortcuts with free stuff, then we just started writing down things that were going on, like in town, what each person is, what they do, and we'll put some sample dialogue to this later. Let's see, that was where we began. And then just a whole bunch of things, of some ideas in regards to the opening sequence for when the game starts. We still have a train station to build. We have a faraway town to kind of build. It won't be that big a deal. It'll just be a smaller area. But we're also talking about different aspects of what's in the game, what you can interact with. Then we talked about how he would level up and things like that. And we're coming up with the idea of the family crypt, and as if he goes to the family crypt and all the statues are torn down, then we thought that if he rebuilt each statue, if he goes out and collects all the pieces for the statue and comes back and rebuilds it, that ancestor will give him something. So like in this case, for the great-great-grandfather, he gave him the ability to do a lion's roar. And what we did is we made some descriptions for that stuff all over here. So each of our ancestors gives us something. So this is advice the great-great-grandfather would give. These are the skills, which is the lion's roar, which he would give him. This is wisdom he would give him. And then this was some sample dialogue we put together. So that's where we started. And then we got to the point where it's like, okay, this is a good starting point. Why don't we just go ahead and, I went and I said, I will do a tutorial on how to use Game Maker, because I have never used Game Maker before. That's something that Thor uses, but I have never personally used it. So we went into Game Maker and started building our town. So if we look at our town now, or look at it compared to, Game Maker. Can't live with it. Can't throw it off a cliff. No, I'm kidding. So the first thing I built was grandfather's house. So this is grandfather's house, and it would be good if I actually turned on the button. Yes. So we built grandfather's house, and here's our guy, and here's our bed and grandfather's bed and our kitchen. It's just silly stuff. It's just the whole goal was just to show you can throw things together very quickly and block it all out, and make cool stuff. It still is very time consuming, but then we built our forest. So when you exit grandfather's house down here, this is our basic forest, and then in keeping with the Miro design, we have the gym here, we have the thing here, we have the fisherman's hut here. Then we built out, and we're still finishing it up. We built out our town. And like I said, we just blocking it out. It's not perfect yet. We haven't decided what world it is yet. So here's our town with all of our buildings. And then we went ahead and then built the inside of every building. So here's our town hall. Here's our butcher, our school. Pull back. And like I said, these are just blocked out. So they may not stay exactly in this form as we work our way through the game. Here's our candle maker shop. Here's our blacksmith. And he has some stables back there, even though I'm told that blacksmiths don't have stables, but I'm putting them there anyway. Then we have our boarding house. So yeah, so we spent the last week and a half or so building all these out so that we can make a mock-up of our restaurant. So we can make a mock-up of our game. And then let me see if I can get it to work still. Anna Ben, thank you very much for the follow. Then I was able to do a build of our game, our test game. I haven't done it in a couple days, so we'll have to look at the one that we already have. So I have a build, if it will come up. Yes. So this is our build right now, and it's from a couple days ago, so some of the things aren't in there. But our guy can walk around. He can go out to the forest. He can run around, go into town, take him into town. In town, he can go into the buildings, so here he is. So this is him in the blacksmiths. So it's just a basic blocked up, made for free run through of our town and village and stuff like that. And we've only been, like I said, we went from 0 to 60 in like no time at all. Okay, the aspect ratio is off on our tailor shop, but I'll fix that later. But we can go into all the buildings. And of course, now when I do the new build, it'll have all the names of the buildings on it. Since which is what we did today, is I was having trouble remembering which buildings were which buildings, so we have put names on everything so that we can read them and know what they are. So yeah, so this was, to me, was the fun part of it, just doing a quick mock-up. Obviously, we now have that done, and we do have our basic church and or temple done, and it's just mock-up. So not everything's perfect, not everything, nor will it be, because we still haven't decided what world this is in or anything else. We're just, okay, here's the back room for the stables. Here's where all the horses go, and then we can go back out this way. Then we have our hotel, or our boarding house, where you can go in and take a nap, And then we can go over to our restaurant. So we've actually got quite a bit done, but we're also in what I always call the boring stages, which is just taking it all and putting it together. It's not going to be picture perfect yet, and it's not going to do anything else, but we're almost done with the structure of all of our buildings. Then we'll have to start talking about, okay, who is in each building, what is going on, and how do we move forward. You should at him ask. Oh, if you're asking direct questions, please at me, because I will. So, okay. Off-topic question: is Chris Messer actually as cool as? Oh, he's way cooler than you think he is. Chris Metzen is one of my best friends, and I'm honored with the fact that when he was 19 years old, I was part of helping hiring him. So Chris is amazing, and I love Chris to absolute death. You know, he is probably one of the best people. He is exactly what he is. He does not change. There is so much cool in him that it's just crazy. We're going to commercial soon. What do we got here? Up. You should add him. Thank you very much, Davey, for letting them know that. Yeah. Trying to find question marks and then see if for some of these. What are you using to map out? That's cool. Oh, it's just Game Maker. It's Game Maker with a very simple tile set. Here, I'll show you the tile set. I literally am just building the tile set on the fly. So if we look at the tile set, let me see if I can get it before the commercial comes out. So we go to the tile set. It's just a rudimentary, just stupid tile set that I put together. It's just blocking because, like I said, we haven't decided what world it's in. So we don't know what kind of stones we need. We don't know what kind of wood there is. We don't know any of that stuff. All we're doing is we're building our game, and then we can decide what world it's in. Then we can decide where everything goes and all that, you know, but putting together the story and all that other stuff, putting together the landmarks and things like that, we can do all that before we decide all those, you know, and that's what I was showing. And we can actually make this into, as I learn more about Game Maker, because I don't know that much, I actually have to do another 1,000 tutorials to do it. We'll start putting in dialogue. We'll start putting in all that stuff, and we'll just work it out. We will work out what all that is. We'll work out what items are findable. You know, like in the stables, can he gain some experience points by going in the stable and shoveling horse poop? Sure. You know, he can get a couple points of experience doing that. You know, clean out the stalls. You know, there's a lot of those kind of things, but we have options now. But we also have buildings. We also have people and stuff like that we can play off of and come up with even more ideas on the fly than just sitting in a room. Okay, where are we at? Yes, Chris Metzen is probably the coolest human I've ever met. The question marks. Okay, down here where people are actually. Okay, off-topic question: is Chris Metzen actually as cool? Yes, he is. He is 10 times that. You know, and I'm honored every day to be able to call him friend. You know, because he's just cool. You know, you got to keep the cool people in your life and get rid of the ones that are just big old pain in the ass. You know, and Chris is definitely one of the cool ones. Unfortunately, we live quite a distance away now. I don't see him as often as I'd like to, but when I do go back to California, I always try to have dinner or lunch with him. No, Fonzie would look at him and go, "Oh my God, that guy's cool." No, he's beyond Fonzie cool. Any cool game tips for starting out game devs? That's what we're doing here. They are currently in my class watching you make your game. Really? They have around 4 weeks left. Stressing a bit. Okay, well, let me wait till the commercial's over here and then we'll answer this. I have a tendency to talk over ads and I apologize for that. Okay, because I'm still kind of new at this. Any cool game tips for starting out game devs? They are currently in my class watching you make your game. They have around 4 weeks left, stressing a bit. Well, first off, relax. Okay, the best piece of advice I can give new game devs is this, and I've said this on this before, is there are a finite number of problems while making a game. We make them infinite. So try to keep things as simple as possible, because once you start going down some of these roads of just like, you can get so caught up in it that your game will never get made and you'll be confused. Go back to the very basics. That's what I'm showing here is we did a basic layout in Miro. Then we are doing a basic build of with just the tile set. I have learned how to do nothing else in Game Maker except for how to build the rooms and the tile sets, because that's all I need to do right now. Once I do that, then I'll learn the next step of how do I do X, how do I assign dialogue to different people? How do I, all that kind of stuff. I haven't learned any of that in this particular system yet. So keep it simple. Keep your focus very narrow, and then just keep moving forward. Don't give up. Don't give up on your ideas the first time. Sometimes an idea needs to bake for a while before it's happy. And it's yeah, I know. We were in ads. I waited. I forget to wait. So yeah, I think that is my biggest advice: is keep your designs, keep your work as simple as possible. Also, deadlines are very important. The reason I say that is, I'll use artists as an example, is the worst thing you can say to an artist is, go make me this. You have all the time you need. That is the absolute worst thing you can say to an artist, because creativity cannot live in a vacuum or in extreme open space. It needs to be narrowed. And the example I always give is, I've given artists a task and given them 10 days. I can give the same artist the same task in, say, 3 days, and I'm going to get the return from them in the days that I gave them. I would prefer to give them 3 days, because then we can iterate over it, and because it'll trigger their mind to make things quicker. And there's a certain point where an artist will just burn a piece of art to the ground and just keep working on it, overwork it to where it doesn't fit anything you've asked for. And you have to stop them from doing that. So as you work with the artist that you have to know when to take it away. And the artist needs to know when to give it up, because sometimes they make a perfect piece of art. It's perfect for what you're doing. And then they spend 3 days ruining it. The example that I always use, and I clarify it with this, is when I was in art history class back in the 80s, a teacher told us about an artist, and I'll use Monet as the artist because I don't remember which artist it was offhand. But the artist was banned from going and banned from museums or art galleries, anywhere that showed their art, because every time they went in there, they would look at their art, and then they would go out to their buggy and get all their paints and come in and just start thrashing on it. And the problem with that is they've created a masterpiece and they don't see the masterpiece. What they see is all the problems they didn't fix in that piece of art. And that's where your artist will always be, no matter what piece of art. It could be great, but they're always going to only know what wasn't finished, what doesn't look right, which the things that bother them about that piece of art. That is what they're going to think about all the time. So know when to take things away, know when to stop thinking about things. Also know when what you're trying to account for in your game isn't ready yet or isn't needed yet. I had a guy call me or send me a thing a couple months back, and he said, I'm trying to budget my game budget, but I really need to know before we start how much it's going to cost to do color correction for colorblind people and all that stuff. I go, why are you thinking about that now? That's not something to think about now. Think about making the best game first. Don't think about all the extra stuff. As far as colorblind stuff, you can hire a second an outside source to build you a filter for your game for the color correction for blind people or colorblind people, but it doesn't affect the core game. So make your core game first. Don't worry about the other stuff. Don't worry about any of the other things. How are we going to market it? How are we going to do this? Take all that out of your mind. Make the game and make the game amazing. And now I'll stop because I'm ranting at this point. This would be. Just remember, don't make your problems infinite. Keep them finite. Simple is better. That's like what we did here. Like we're in what? Week 6? This is how far we've gotten in 6 weeks of about an hour and a half, 2 hours a day. Somewhere around there. So basically our game design back here in old design page. This took us, I think this took us like a week and a half, something like that. And we're still working on it. And then this, the Game Maker one we're still working on, which has taken us about 3 weeks to put this together. You know, so it's simple. I didn't go all hog wild and make like the never ending perfect tile set. My issue is the programming aspect of designing a game, which is why I don't think I will finish the game. Oh, I'm sorry to hear that. Yeah, the programming side is difficult, but that's why in my particular case for this, I only learned what I needed, and I will go back and pick up the other things that I need. But the programming side to me that's new to me. I'm not a programmer. So that is stuff that I have to learn for this. But hopefully I'm showing that you can learn it. You can step up and go, okay, we're learning this today. You know, and there's enough. We got this far as Game Maker from a simple 6-part, I think it's like 5 minutes each or 5 to 10 minutes each video set, which was just, okay, here's how you start with Game Maker. You know, now I'll go to the more elaborate one and start working on that. But then we have to think about, okay, do we start building all of our sprites out, all that kind of stuff? I'm not ready for that yet. I want to get as much done as possible before we actually pick what world this is in. Yeah, solve one problem at a time without thinking about the other problems. Simplify. Because you can get way out of control and you can get way overthought. And the budget guys can come to you and go, okay, how much is that going to cost? How much is this going to cost? How much is that going to cost? They're going to drive you nuts. That's what they're going to do. Yeah. Then they're going to say, you need to release this in the second quarter next year. And that's it. Yeah. Yes. Even when you fail, you keep learning. You know, in fact, if you didn't have failures, you wouldn't learn at all. So learn something new every day. I do. I taught myself Python so that I could write stock evaluation programs. But I also wrote a program that goes through my Plex system and builds playlists for me so that I can have TV shows to watch whenever I want them. You know, so that's always fun. Just learn new things, learn new stuff. You know, this whole thing is new to me. I started as people that have been following me from the beginning is I've only been doing streaming now this is my 13th week, you know, and I think we're having a good time on it. We've built a little community here, and we have a very set of things that we do, even though I messed up the schedule today because I forgot to do dad jokes before game dev. But next week I'm hoping to start an hour earlier so we have more time for game dev, because I think there's a lot of stuff that we'll really start pounding in, because like I said, we've just done this in about 5 weeks. All of this in about 5 weeks with about an hour and a half to maybe 2 hours a day. On lucky days, we did 2 hours a day, but on day to day, I think it's only about an hour and a half a day. And we will get there. Happy. Let me find out what week we're in. I think we're only in week 6 of this. Let me check. If you go on YouTube under YearJoy, which is also on YouTube, and you go to playlists, in there is a game dev thing, and there's 18 videos in there now. I still have to put yesterday's and today's in, but so we're looking at, the first day, let's see, the first day we did 38 minutes. Second day we did 9 minutes. Third day we did 8 minutes, and then about an hour and a half. Yeah, an hour and a half to 2 hours. Most of them are under an hour and a half every day since then. So we're doing good. We're fourth week. So this is our 5th week, and this is how far we got. So I'm pretty pleased with that. You know, we have our base design, we have our city built, or our village built, you know. My first time here, and I am freaking loving it. Some Chris Metzen lore was super cool to hear, and your personally is very enjoyable too. Oh, I'm glad I could help. What a fun. Yeah, Metzen, I love Metzen to death, and he knows that. You know, he and his family are amazing people. You know, and I've told many Metzen stories on here. But he is as cool as he seems to be. You know, so I should probably write him a message, see how he's doing. Welcome to the community. Absolutely. All right. Where were we? What time is it? Oh, wow. We are running late today. So we named everything. I know we didn't do a whole lot because I just got off on a tangent to answer the student stuff. But we will continue this tomorrow. We need to do our, we're going to go to our raid stuff, because we're going to, just so you know, Dream Master, at the end of each show, we raid somebody, but we also vote on who we're going to raid. So that is where we're going to be going next in the program. So if you guys want to just stick around, that's fine. If not, I completely understand. We will be back to this tomorrow. Municool, thank you very much for the follow. Heck yeah, come on back. Yes, welcome. Spagooter Games, welcome. You follow. Let's go now to our next thing. Let me go back to me real quick. Okay, so here I am. The microphone is still here. I just moved it out of the way because I kept hitting it with my hand when I was on my rant. I might be able to help you next jam if you want. Oh, that's for Armina. Armina. Yes, please help her. Help them. Yeah. Anytime you guys want to help each other, please do. You know, step up. So good. The more you guys learn, the more you help each other, the better your games are always going to be. And if you go back and look at, God, what was the date on that? I did a quick who I am and all that stuff way back in the beginning of this stream that also talks a little bit about my ideas in regards to game design. And that was way back on, where is it at? I'm not seeing it. Oh, it's on the November 19th show. It's just a presentation I did that talks about who I am, where I come from, what I've worked on, and what my theories are. So take a look at it if you can. Yeah. So, yay, yay.